Well, it might be raining out there, but my goodness me, look at the abundance in our garden. So this hydrangea here, it's actually slightly different from our hydrangea Annabelle's, and I've actually never looked into which one it is. When it was put in, it had more of like a burgundy colour to it, and you can still see the remnants of little burgundy touches. It is so beautiful. I actually cannot put this into words. I usually know quite a lot about our garden, but if anyone knows what hydrangea this is, please let me know, because it brings me so much joy out of the window of our bedroom. But look at the wildflower. Lumi is modelling it for us beautifully. The verbena, everything is so abundant. So despite coming back to a very, very wet England from sunny Tuscany, it is always softened by seeing the garden looking like this. And actually our lavender is almost at the end. And one thing I want to do this year is I want to harvest our lavender and keep it around the house in jars and just utilise it a little bit more. Don't tell me that you're planning on going outside in this weather. Well, I can't argue with that. It doesn't matter that you have a cat flap of your very own. You simply must use the windows or the doors. Enjoy! These little dumplings, oh my goodness, are so happy for us to be home. Oh my goodness, we got home yesterday and had a very, very, very big lay-in this morning because we had no workmen here and we were able to just sort of catch up on sleep, which was good. I know most people go away on holiday and come back feeling refreshed, but apparently we don't. But we have come home to a full fridge and I am beyond excited. We're actually thinking about having a barbecue on Sunday and it is perfect because we finally took the plunge and swapped our meat delivery over to Piper's Farm. And this has been something that Ali and I have been talking about for a while because we always treat ourselves to their produce at Christmas time, and it's the most beautiful quality you have ever known when it comes to like meat and like farm shop goodness. It's like having a farm shop delivered to your door. And so we talked about this for a while. I don't know if you remember, but at the beginning of the year, Ali and I made some changes to our diet. I know I yam on about it all the time, but we did a lot of research. We listened to a lot of podcasts, read a lot of books, watched a few documentaries, and kind of found a way for us to be happy, consistent, and make better choices, basically. And one of the stats that stuck out the most to me in the research that we did was how people in Italy and France and places like that spend on average 11% of their disposable income on the quality of the food that they're eating. Whereas in the UK, we spend on average 6%. Now that's a huge difference. Now obviously I know that we have been in a cost of living crisis for a while now, and I just want to make it clear that you've always got to do these things within your means, and if you are in a position where this is just not something that you're able to do, please know that I'm well aware of the fact that I'm in a sort of different position and I'm able to do this. This is a choice that I've kind of made for myself, and we've made a lot of changes that have helped our health a lot, and so it's something that we've decided as like a little family to just spend a bit more money and to just hopefully integrate better produce, better quality meat, British meat most importantly, because one of the things that we're super passionate about is the farming industry in the UK, and it really is one of those industries that is on its knees at the moment, and you're always sort of at a point in your life where you're a bit sort of unsure about what you can do to help, and what I can do to help is to buy British meat and British farmed produce. And so we have made the decision to incorporate a monthly delivery from Piper's Farm. Beautiful family run business. I follow the owner Abby on Instagram. She's so interesting and so knowledgeable on so many parts and she shares a lot of that on her Instagram. I've got the Piper's Farm, the Sustainable Meat Cookbook on my shelf right in front of me, so I'm really excited about this. So I thought I'd go through my food shop with you and show you what we bought in our first monthly shop. So this is what we do. So we have like a regular shop, and then we have our sort of quality produce that we have. So the first thing, you know how I feel about a good sourdough? Well, you can shop a good sourdough on Piper's Farm. This is from their Hobbs House Bakery, and this is their organic wild white sourdough. We have a sourdough every single week. That's the only bread that we eat in this house because it doesn't upset my tummy. And from what I can understand and what I've looked into, pretty much sourdough is one of the only real breads. It's actual bread rather than like ultra processed bread, basically. So really fantastic to know that we are able to get bits and pieces from there. Now I usually tend to let Ali do the ordering of meat, but I'm going to be letting you know what it is that we've ordered. So we've got some steak burgers, which are steak, onions, salt, black pepper. You'd think that that was normal, that those were the only ingredients, but just look in a supermarket at your bog standard beef burgers and you will be shocked what is actually included in them. I remember the first time I went to do a non-ultra processed food shop it was like one of those mini M&S's or mini Waitrose, and I thought, oh, I'll just grab some plain beef burgers. Took one look at the back and I was like, maybe not. So to know that those are the only ingredients in these British steak burgers is a tick, tick, tick from me. So we've got 4 of those. Those are going into the freezer because these can be frozen until February 25. So it is now August. So fantastic. Then we got some properly free-range chicken, so skin-on chicken breast. I love a good bit of skin. Don't tell the chicks though, okay? Don't tell them. Then we've got bone-in thigh chickens. That is my dyslexia. Then we got bone-in chicken thighs. Oh dear. Suitable for freezing, once opened, used within 3 days. So I will be popping those in the freezer as well. We also got some back down ham. This is from the Somerset Charcuterie, and this one, I'm not going to attempt to say the name, but Ali chose this one. Using the eye of the shoulder from locally reared, outdoor reared pork and cured using traditional Mexican spice and herb recipe. Hold on a minute. Speaking of meats, my sausage wants to go outside. Go on, it's only raining. No, out you go. Go on, go for me. Good boy. Go on, yes, you. Come on, out you go. Oh my gosh, they are so funny. Barkley won't go outside unless Porter goes outside. If Porter's brave enough, Barkley's brave enough. So we ordered those. We also have, I don't even know what this is. Aha! Got so much stuff. So I ordered a few bits from their sort of pantry section as well, and Ali did too. So this is fresh pickled cucumbers, bread and butter style, handmade by chefs in South London. And again, contains celery and mustard, cucumber, raw cider, salt, ginger, dill, bay leaf, all whole ingredients. Oh, this one looks good. We also have the Piper's Farm grass-fed beef, 100% grass-fed beef. This is going in the freezer straight away. I'm putting all of those bits of meat in there. Then we have some organic chicken bone broth, which is beautifully frozen as well. And if you check on the back, again, everything in there, beautiful. And these are really great. This is one of the tips that my PT always tells me, that these kinds of bone broths make such a great lunch with a slice of sourdough on their own. If you are someone that is calorie counting, if weight loss is your sort of focus, not that anyone needs to, but if it is your focus, everyone's focuses are different. He said that he started eating bone broth for lunch, and it's been one of those things that he's like, wow, I love this, so nutritious, so full of goodness, but also really good for calorie counting, if that's what you're doing, because if you look, that is a 97 calories per serving. Oh, the sausage wants to come in. Some other bits and pieces that we ordered. I'm trying to remember everything because I've put it in the fridge now. Honestly, if I could just do supermarket unboxings, I just love them. I love food shopping. I love lovely food. I just love food and good quality food. Then we got some tomato and chili jam. We've actually introduced chili jam into our sort of condiments, almost like staple condiments. If you haven't tried it, it goes with everything. Burgers, chicken, chips. It's so good, and we often find either one made locally, but they had the rosebud preserves from Masham, Yorkshire. Warm, rich and thick with ripe tomatoes, fresh ginger, chilli and refined sugar. Excellent with goat's cheese and cold chicken. Honestly, you won't be choosing any ketchup with preservatives or anything like that in it. You will be opting for this. Mint jelly, essential, again from rosebud preserves, because if you're having good quality meat, you're going to want to have some good quality condiments. And also, by the way, the people from Piper's Farm have actually given me a discount code just for you guys. It's Lydia 10. It'll get you 10% off your first order over £30. So if you're thinking about making a few better like swaps or just getting a few better quality ingredients in your like cupboards, for example, if you just want to get some better condiments, I love a good condiment like this. I think they look lovely when you put them on the table, that kind of thing, but also generally they have better ingredients, they're better made, and you're supporting British businesses and farmers with British produce. So what I would say is if you're thinking about making any kind of simple little change, you can do so with my code Lydia10. You don't have to go for the meats, but what I would say for like special occasions, really great option to just use the discount code. Oh, this must be a Mr. Millen Gordon purchase. This is Sauce Shop Carolina mustard barbecue sauce. Perfect for pork. I think that is a Mr. Millen Gordon essential right there. I'm just checking if there are any more that I have missed. Oh, this one, what's this? Oh, I think we did the halloumi as well. Yes, High Wheel Dairy, award-winning Sussex Dairy halloumi. Again, halloumi, supporting British farmers. And then, Ali ordered some croissants. But the thing that I also loved was, first of all, that you could order fresh from the bakery. These can be frozen, so I'm going to put these in the freezer as well. These are frozen, and you can get them out whenever you want and just use them for guests or whatever, that kind of thing. They also have like bake your own breads as well. I wanted to try that, but it was sold out. But what I'm saying is most of this stuff can go in your freezer, so you're buying better quality. It's going to last just as long as the stuff with the preservatives in, but you're getting better quality. You're supporting really amazing like businesses and farmers and things like that, but also getting real food. As I said, I understand that not everyone is in a position to do this, and I always slightly worry about talking about things like food shops, because I've seen, you know, lots of things about people doing food shops and blah blah blah. But I also am committed to, hopefully, if you can, inspiring people where they can to shop things better. And I really hope that I'm helping you do that with my discount code, but also perhaps inspiring you to make different choices as well when you are at the supermarkets that you're going to normally. That's just my thought process with it, but I wanted to do a little unboxing with you and show you what we got. Hopefully we'll get to do a bit of a barbecue with it as well. I'm going to get this all put away, and I'm going to make myself some dinner because I am absolutely starving, and Ali's gone out for dinner with his friends tonight, so the world is my oyster. I get to make whatever I want. So just as a reminder, it's Lydia 10 and it's 10% off your first order over £30 if you fancied it, or if you just fancied stocking up on some pantry bits and pieces, but also if you just wanted to like try a sourdough. The smell is actually intoxicating. It's like smelling Porty's ears. Oh. I'm just about to go and pack my bag for Pilates in the morning. I'm doing a classical Pilates class, but I thought I would show you down in the basement what we returned home to, because it was very, very exciting to come home to a very, very nearly finished gym. Now, I know what you're gonna say. Okay, I know what you're gonna say. We have completely and utterly copied Soho Farmhouse, but it's where I'm going tomorrow. And it is one of the biggest sources of like inspiration in our home. If you've not been, it's just basically like, it's probably gonna be the worst thing I've ever said, but it's like a modern day shabby chic. It's the best way that I could put it. It's like everything's a little battered and worn around the edges, and I really, really like it. And so this room is basically inspired by their pool. I think you've probably seen me go and swim there. I swim there after most Pilates classes. But this was inspiration from their pool. So you can see it in the background, but there you go. You can see me in the mirror. Obviously, it's not completely finished at all. We've got lights to go up. I really wanted to add some like softer lighting in here for when I do things like Pilates classes or yoga. I'm actually hoping to start private yoga classes when we're sorted in here. We're just waiting for what we're going to do with the skirting, because I think we're going to add a bit of like boarding just to the skirting, just to neaten it up a little bit. This area is going to be absolutely game-changing, and ignore the foliage that is growing down in our light well. It's not supposed to be like that, but never mind. Because we had a windowsill here, and it became like our main place for putting our cups of coffee, and it was just covered in rings from coffee cups, and I hated it. So any coffee cup rings will only be adding a bit of character to, which I just bloomin' love. So yes, a little bit more mood lighting in here. We are going to have like the gym mats put in and things like that. I've got a Reformer Pilates machine to hunt down. I'm looking at the Nord one. However, when we went to Maison de Bray, they had the Nord bike, and they said it was like really, really not good and almost dangerous. So I'm worried about their Pilates machine, but I've been looking at their Reformer Pilates bed. So I'm thinking about that. We're going to get a new exercise bike as well, because we had this like Amazon one for about 6 years, and it was so bad. Like, my PT will back me up on that. It was so bad. It was the worst exercise bike ever. A few little bits. I think we want to get some dumbbells put in as well, like some wooden ones and like that kind of thing. I'm thinking about trying to get some sort of slimline cabinetry put here, painted probably in drop cloth, because I think that the drop cloth finishing touches in here with the doors, I think it actually works really nicely. It's like quite soft, and all of the door architraves have been changed to this sort of beading here. Obviously, a little bit of snagging still to do as well. Sockets we are looking at, but yeah, I want some kind of like shaker style cabinets. I think what I'll do is I'll probably end up getting them from Burgess Reclamation. Our Burgess have the most amazing solid oak carcasses, and it is such an affordable way to do cabinetry in solid oak. It's beautiful. It's got all the different stains, all the different worktops. It's amazing. So we're thinking about putting them in here, and then probably painting them in the same as it, just to give us some storage. I put some shelves above, again, for like storing towels and water bottles and bits and pieces like that in here. And also to give a focal point as you come down the stairs. So just thinking of a few little bits and pieces for in here at the moment. But as you can see down there, that's sort of what we're thinking in terms of the, what's it called? Skirting. That's the word I was looking for. So yes, lighting we've got to decide on. Are we going to go for sort of like an arm like that? Are we going to go for a flush against the wall? I'm going to look at the lighting tomorrow, because I'm going to Farmhouse, because it is genuinely, like, I don't think you realise it. Like, we are fully paying customers at Farmhouse. I've been a member for nearly 3 years, and it is still, to me, the best place. Like, the best place. In terms of like inspiration, I would say that that's like the key thing for me. I feel very, very inspired when I go there. but also it's almost like a home away from home. I feel so like, I just feel really nice when I go there, and they've got the facilities for everything. Like Carrie and I went and did a lovely stay there the other week, where we basically like went and watched a chick flick in the cinema, had dinner at Little Bear and Jack. I'm not supposed to tell you this, but if you haven't eaten at Little Bear and Jack yet, oh my gosh, you have to. It is the best food that Farmhouse has ever had, and that is from someone who has never eaten at an Iranian restaurant before. I have only ever eaten homemade Iranian food from like my Iranian side of my family. If you don't know, my dad married an Iranian woman, so I now have lots of lovely Iranian people in my family, and I've never eaten at an Iranian restaurant before, but Little Bear and Jack, oh my gosh, it's so good. And so we went there, we had drinks, and it was just so lovely. So anyway, long story short, our Soho House gym, which we're loving, and we're just bringing more elements of this into the rest of the house. The only other thing that I have to show you really is that the skirting is on in my office. Other than that, not much else to show. I am going to go and do a little bit of an antique shop tomorrow, I think. This is just where the remainder of the gym equipment is at the moment. It's going to need a good old clean, but as you can see, the skirtings are on, and it's now just a bit of a clean up in here. I'm trying to decide what colour to go in this room. I love the feel of this colour out here. I love how soft it is. But something's telling me I want something a little bit greener, but still soft, and I'm just totally undecided. Then obviously I'm gonna have wooden bookcases in here, and I don't know. So that's where we're at anyway. Now, I need to go upstairs and pack my Pilates bag for tomorrow, and I'm gonna be wearing my lovely Amazon chocolate set, I think. I love it with like the ivory accents and things like that, so time to get that all. Well, I made it to Farmhouse. You have no idea of how much it was a struggle this morning. You know when you wake up and you have those first faint feelings of stomach cramps, and I was like, I could just stay in bed. I didn't go to bed early enough, and I just thought, I'm not going to go. And then I didn't fall back to sleep, and I just thought to myself, you are going to feel so much better if you just get up, make the drive, take the new car, listen to classic FM on the way there, and enjoy an hour's Pilates, classical Pilates, some swimming, a lovely like smoothie or food afterwards, and then antique shopping. Just go, Lydia, enjoy yourself. And here I am, pulling up on time and ready for my class, and I just feel so good for it. So good. I'm so happy I did that. That was like real me taking control and not taking the easy route, but oh, it would have been so nice to stay in bed. Am I parked very wonky? I feel like I am. I'm gonna repark. There's like power outages today, which is bizarre. Never had this before, so hopefully my class is going ahead. But either way, we'll either work out or we'll go into the pool. But as I walked in, I could smell the wood smoke, and the trees are just starting to turn. Leaves are sort of on the ground. I know it's August, but it's starting to feel a little bit autumnal. Not looking forward to the dark mornings, but back in here again, and I'm about to get changed, ready to do some lengths, and I feel so good. Honestly, she's like the best classical Pilates instructor. I love going to her classes, and I just always, like, you never know if you're going to get more of like a workout or more of a stretch, but you always leave feeling amazing. Like whether you get the stretch or the workout, it still feels like you've worked hard enough on your body regardless. But anyway, I'm going to put my hair up in a bun and head to the pool. I'm not in this, obviously. This is my little chocolate brown Amazon number, and I've got an Amazon swimsuit too. Well, what an afternoon. I finished up my swim and headed for the brioche toast with salmon and scrambled eggs. I'm still trying to have as much salmon and scrambled eggs, well, salmon as possible, because I haven't had any more styes, which is amazing. I also love that I got myself fully ready today, only to go and put myself back in sportswear. Just doesn't make any sense. I don't know why I do it to myself, but I am back in sportswear. Another little Amazon set. This is the green one, but these are shorts, basically. Oh, I just walked up the stairs and I'm out of breath. How can you do so much exercise, Lydia, and still be unfit? But these are, this is the Amazon set in green, but the shorts, I think these are like the 16-inch shorts, who knows? I'm gonna put a shirt on and maybe some trainers or some boots, who knows? I'm also gonna take my foundation off. I just put it on, but I'm gonna take it off. If I'm gonna be out in nature, it's SPF and a smile. That's the way that we do things. However, I got a blimmin' label. I've got a label. I did go to Station Mill, but it was so busy I didn't film a single thing. I did meet a lovely couple, which was wonderful. And also, oh my goodness, I did a very, very silly thing. I took my camera and my purse out of my bag and left it in the changing room at Farmhouse. And that is not the first time I've done that. I left my phone the last time. And again, this is just one of those things where I'm like, oh my gosh, I actually don't know who handed it in. I thought it was the girl on reception who found it, but then at the other reception they said it was a customer. So I'm like, I just want to thank the person and just give them, like, you know, a reward, because when someone hands in, like, it had all of my holiday money still in it, in my purse, and they handed it back. I'm just so grateful that I've been so not with it, and it's both times, right before my time of the month, both times. So the last time we talked about this was when I was down in London with Lauren, and I got confused at Euston Station. Then the next month I leave my phone on the bench in the changing rooms, and then another month I leave my purse and my camera. I don't think I'm allowed to leave the house if it's before my time of the month, basically, anymore. Anyway, I'm waiting for Carrie to come over, so I thought I'd show you what I'm wearing. A little bit of green, and I love the square neckline. These are my new favourite, like, vests. They come with cups, but I am just not wearing the cups. I just think they fit so beautifully, so comfortable. And anyway, I was telling you that I went to Station Mill and I bought some more art. It's like bloody Groundhog Day. I'm so sorry. But I think it's gonna look really pretty downstairs. I keep saying that my excuse is I'm buying artwork for my office, but that was the last stuff that I bought. But I promise you, this stuff is actually for my office. I'm gonna go get it out the car. Don't be alarmed. All but one of them is a big set, okay? Don't be alarmed. So, it was a set of 8 that I wanted, but just as I went back to get them, they were all mounted together, a lady bought 2. Now, I wasn't mad, it was my fault, you snooze, you lose, but I got the ones that I wanted. These are basically old illustrations of botanicals, but I got the ones that I wanted because the Erigeron was left, and you'll know that Erigeron is one of my favourite flowers. So this is, as you can see, Erigeron. And then also, we got the valerian as well. It's called valeriana here, but we get the valerian in our garden. There's a few other ones as well. I haven't really looked too much at, but I thought these would look so pretty over a sofa in my office. Really soft as well, so I'm going to take them downstairs and have a look in the hallway because I think these all look pretty in there. But also I got this, I couldn't resist it. It's the south view of Drayton House in the county of Northampton. Basically, if you walk into Station Mill Antiques, if you walk in and you're facing the stairs that go upstairs, if you turn left and go straight to the wall at the back, there is a gentleman that has a space there, and he basically frames everything himself. I'm sure that some of them are prints, he probably finds them in old books, something like that, but he meticulously frames these himself. And one thing that I really appreciate is beautifully framed art. I treat the frame as part of the art, and even this one just looks so perfect. I couldn't resist. So if you want beautiful framed pieces, he's got them there basically. Now he says that he had more of these coming in, but in all honesty, I paid £95 per picture, and I think 6 will be enough. I don't need the full 8, but I just loved them, absolutely loved them. So that's what I got on my travels today. And I messaged Carrie and I was like, I'm buying art again. She's like, oh God, you buy more art than I do now. And I'm like, do you know what it is? It takes a lot for me to buy a bit of furniture. There's so many knickknacks and things, but because I hate buying things and then not utilising them in the house, I'm very, very wary. I have to be like 1,000,000% sure. And I wasn't today, so art it was. Anyway, I'm gonna get myself ready to go for a walk, makeup off my face, good to go. Oh my gosh, this looks so cute in this nook. If we had like some kind of table and lamp in here, it looks so cozy. And then I've just popped these down here. Obviously I'd put 3 above the other 3, keep it very uniform, probably either above a console or a sofa. I think they would look really nice. But I can also show you that the grain board is finished. We've got the skirtings on now. So this is all finished in here. I now need to decide on the lights. I was looking at the lights at Farmhouse today, and they have a selection of 3. One which I think sticks out too far, one which I think is going to be the softest, and one which would be the best in terms of space, that would be like flush, but I want the soft light. So I think it's going to be the sort of arched, they're sort of like an arched lantern, and they were really soft. They have them on the windows, on the mirrors, sorry, of the Pilates studio at Farmhouse, and I think they're going to be the one. And I'm going to be able to keep it super softly lit in here when I'm doing yoga, and have a really, like, I'm going to find a way to get candles and that kind of thing. Oh, it's going to be so dreamy, because you can't have candles in a normal yoga studio, because most of the time they are a fire hazard. And so in your own studio, when it's covered in wood, you can light as many candles as you want, but you just have to be careful. But yeah, so the grain board is finished. Now we can start putting the finishing touches in, but we can actually start putting the furniture back in. It is just lighting. We're going to be changing the spotlights in here to something softer, obviously wall lights, sockets, but for the most part we can move back in once the rubber mats are down as well. Can't believe it, it looks so good. I'm gonna have to start thinking about my little cabinetry section as well. I'm also popping out to my kitchen garden for the first time since I've been back. I've completely neglected it, but we shall see what's coming up. Oh my goodness, my tomatoes need to be strung up again. Goodness me, everything just shoots up, and we're about to have so much sunshine that Gramps tomatoes, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to get these well and truly strung up. Okay, that'll do for now. Oh my goodness, we have a very, very big golden courgette in there. Got some little baby ones coming in as well. Wow. Happy Sunday. I had the loveliest evening with Carrie, as always. We just forgot about everything in the world and just had a wonderful evening at the pub. And then yesterday we went back to the pub with our friends Josh and Caitlin and Josh and Lumbe. Lumbe's about to have a baby, and so it's just a lovely, lovely opportunity to see them after, well, we haven't seen each other since, and actually we saw each other the other week because there was another wedding. So Sunday it is, and my job at the moment is to replenish and look after my garden, because whenever I go away There's a lot of TLC that needs to happen when I get back, and that's mainly what I'm focusing on now, is like getting rid of the dead leaves, re-nourishing the soil. I came back and I think that my cucumbers, I think they need a bit more water this year, and so they had a little bit of powdery mildew, but I think I've been able to save them. I'm just giving them lots and lots of water, gave them a little bit more soil. We've got a healthy looking cucumber here still. I've also gone to the garden centre and bought a load of plants to just give everything a new lease of life. I've had the same plants for a good few months now, and I just love nothing more than just refreshing things a little bit. But the sun has come out, and so I'm going to show you what I've been up to. Ali has fired up the barbecue, ready to roast our meats from Piper's farm. My mum's done a salad. I have dressed the table. I'll show you what I've done. So I saw these really, really pretty geraniums. We actually have these in the centre island outside my greenhouse. And these were just some pretty little potted ones, and I really like the little flowers. So I've done these for the table. H&M linen runner, and then my favourite, the set gingham napkins. We've got fresh chilli jam. We have fresh chilli jam from Oxfordshire, which we pick up locally. It's so blooming good. Then this is our mayonnaise, which is made with avocado oil. So you'll know I make my homemade mayonnaise, but this one is one that is done with avocado oil, so it means it has no UPF at all in it. So oils generally aren't great, but avocado oil is a good one. I tried making mayonnaise with avocado oil, it didn't go well, so I leave that one to the professionals. I can make it with sunflower oil, and it doesn't irritate my tummy at all, but yeah, we always have this in stock just in case we don't have any homemade. And then this is the Carolina mustard barbecue sauce that Ali got from Piper's farm as well. Water glasses out, cutlery. Mr. Millen Gordon is just working on the meat at the moment, and I am refreshing old pot. Oh, this looks so good.
Yummy, yummy.
So my mum has made us a pasta salad, and we've got seeded sourdough buns from the local farm shop, and also cheese buns from the local farm shop as well. So everything's laid out, ready to go. I've had a little bit of a refresh of the pots on the terrace as well. I did some of those lovely violas that I picked up. I just love violas, they're so pretty. Just used my old Hello Petal pots as well, and it just always looks lovely. I love this geranium on the kitchen table. Sometimes just the simplest of pots makes all the difference, and I actually want to get more. I feel like there's not enough greenery in my kitchen. I've got a lot of the hops. I'd love to have something really green that like lives above the cooker, but oh, this is so pretty, and it's like a delicate purple. I wish I'd bought more now. They're wonderful. And back to Groundhog Day. Ali has fired up the big green egg yet again, and more Piper's Farm meat is going on the barbie today. It's just the two of us today. The remnants of last night's dinner. We get oil stains on this bluestone top, and I'm intrigued to find a way to get it out, to be honest. It does generally fade over time. The chickens are running amok. Gwyneth is looking a little bit dishevelled at the moment because she's had about 2 months of being quite broody, and in that time she's lost a little bit of her like sparkle. So I'm thinking about trying to maybe get her some kind of vitamin or something, because she's not got her tail feathers, the poor thing. But she was relentless. She was like a dog with a bone. Was it 2 months she was broody? Must have been. Yeah, bless her.
Because we didn't isolate her or anything.
I know.
Let her out and fed her.
I know. The farmer told us that you have to like isolate her and put them in a pen and separate them from everyone else and not give them any food. And I don't have the heart. I couldn't do it. No, we don't need our eggs that much that we need to do that to her. But
we got mine. We just happened to be busy
Yeah. And we took her off the eggs every day and made sure she was eating and drinking, but bless her, she looks a bit dishevelled. The kitchen garden is abundant at the moment with a lot of florals and produce coming in. I had kale in my morning smoothie today, but I do need to do a bit of a harvest of things that have come up. There is a very, very big golden courgette there, and I've got another one over the other side. Ooh, very big bumblebee. So I'm going to harvest that so that the others can grow. Any dead ones? Good. We've got another one just coming in under there, and there's so many other ones that I don't want to use too much energy letting these get very big, but they're so good for risottos and things like that. So pop that one in there. Lovely. Now, I don't want to speak too soon because the leaves still aren't 100%, but I do think that I've got rid of whatever the bugs were on the plants just with a concoction of dishwashing soap and water, and I've just been spritzing them every day. I think I'm going to harvest this cucumber and I'll enjoy that for lunch tomorrow. But yes, these have been a labour of love. We've got this big guy coming in as well. So it's looking good. This one's really struggled. Hi, Mommy. Okay. Cucumbers have these funny spikes on them, and these ones have extra big ones. So I'm just breaking them all off so that I can put that in the fridge. But that is our first cucumber of the year. And we also have our first ripe lemon. Now, if you don't remember, I have grown all of these lemons from scratch because my lemon trees had no lemons on them when they came. There was not even buds or anything like that. Because I had to have my lemon trees replaced, and these have been a labour of love. So this one is coming in, ready to use, I think. From a kitchen garden haul to a holiday wardrobe haul that never was, I placed 2 orders, one from Louise Aroma and one from Revolve, which I haven't shopped on Revolve for a very, very long time, and I think I ordered them with like 10 days to go until my holiday, and neither of which arrived. So I thought I'd show you them now because I don't know whether these are items that are going to have to go back, in all honesty. I have kind of tore some of them open already. I didn't order masses, but I was really intrigued by one brand, and this is totally Kate Hutchins' fault. Although this looks like it's going to be absolutely minute. I don't think I've ever seen a belt this small. Am I being silly? So this is from Elsa, is it Elsa Hosk? I think that's her name. I'm not hugely up with the very, very cool girls. I don't know necessarily everything that goes on like the cool girl side of Instagram. But Kate was wearing this belt and I loved it. And I thought this would be a very nice, like not too... It is leather. Is it leather? Yeah, it is leather. But I thought this would be like a sort of nice, classic, but not too special belt. Although it's a bit wobbly. I thought this would also be good for riding. But I'll probably, that is so small. Oh my God, this is what happens when you buy from a supermodels brand. And I've got a small waist, but I guess this can be, I mean, I do really like it. I think the colour and the texture of the leather isn't great quality because I didn't even know that it was like 100% leather. But I really love the concept of everything, and I think this could be a beautiful belt. I wish this wasn't brushed as well. And I wish it wasn't so small. I hope this will fit, at least on the first one in my riding breeches, but still. It's lovely as a waist belt for sure, or something a little bit bigger for dresses. So I think I'll keep it, but maybe I could have gone one size up. Gosh, does the person that wears this not have any kidneys? I'm intrigued. But I bought 2 other bits from her brand as well. There were some other bits that I wanted, but a lot of it was sold out, which loved that for her. This I think I ended up getting in a size bigger, which I might even be happy that I've done now. But this is like a bandeau drop waist dress. It's like cotton on the bottom and then black on the top. This looks like this might actually fit me. So I'm kind of glad, but now worrying about the XXS that I bought in the other dress. So we shall see. I will try this on. First impressions, I kind of thought this was going to be more off-white than stark white, but I think this is beautifully made on the basque like this. This sort of bodice is so structured. So I'm going to steam it and I'll try it on with you because I think this could be really, really lovely and just something that I'll wear again. Okay, right, we have the first dress on. Is this the first dress? I have no idea where I am. But this is the, I don't even know what the brand is called. Is it like Helsa or something like that? What's it called? Hosk? I don't even know what this is called. Helsa, I think that's what it's called. I kind of love it. I do kind of love it. What I would say is that there's some really good quality parts to it. So this basket, it feels really good quality. The only thing I would say is it doesn't fit me, but that's a me thing. That's a my body thing. I can't expect everything to always fit me. But yeah, it's too tight for me. I wouldn't be able to wear this. I think it's because my shoulders are quite broad, but also this is really creasy. So I've steamed this and it's like one of those materials that it just goes really, really creasy. And when this is so nice and not creasy, I think it kind of lets it down just a little bit, but I really, really love the dress. Like I actually feel really lovely in it and feel really like, but I know that a bigger size isn't going to fit me here, and this size is never going to do up over my big chest and back. So sad times, not going to be keeping this one, sadly. Cute though. So now I'm worried about this one, because this is obviously the XXS. No, this will have to go back, I think. This looks tiny, and I also don't love how it feels. It's kind of like a jersey material, and I think I'll just hate wearing it. We'll try it on though, just to be certain. Well, as you can see, it definitely doesn't fit. This one's the size down, and I really wish I could ruche my knickers up, but I can't, so I've probably got hip dips. But this is the size smaller than the other dress, and obviously it doesn't fit. I do think that if I sized up in this, it would fit, and it is quite nice, you know. I feel like it's quite cute. But I like dresses that I can eat a plate of pasta in and not walk around like that for the rest of the day. That's just me personally. And that's why I love more sort of A-line dresses, because I can eat all of the food and just relax underneath it. That's a very personal thing, and I'm not saying that you don't have to do that, but like, I just don't want to worry. Ali and I were actually talking about this in the bathroom last night, and we were saying like, it's so interesting how as we get older, this area, like it's hard, but it just seems more relaxed like all the time. And I feel like that's almost like a central nervous system thing. Like I feel like I spent my whole like 20s and early 30s just petrified of everything, and that like manifests itself in this area. And it used to be like concaved. Now I'm living this happy life where I'm like not so frightened all the time and not on my adrenalines all the time. We're just walking around like this. It's probably age as well, but yeah, it's a beautiful dress. And if you love to look a little bit snatched, I can see all the TikTok girlies wearing this, and I can't stop touching myself as well, but I just don't think I'd feel comfortable, even though I do feel like, if I'm allowed to say it, I think it actually doesn't look too bad. I think it looks quite nice, but maybe not for me. So that's the two dresses. I'm just keeping the belt. That was what I got from Revolve, and I'm very intrigued about this brand, Elsa's brand. I think her Instagram name is Hosk Elsa, or Elsa Hosk. Lydia, you are just so embarrassing. But yeah, I really liked her stuff. And then the other box that arrived was from Lydia Roma. And again, didn't arrive in time, which was really sad. But I really wanted this linen halter neck because I thought this would go really nicely with some of the linen pieces that I have. And I think this is quite a nice classic top for like spring, summer. So yeah, I think this will be nice. We'll try it on though, of course. This is Reformation. Okay, ignore all the stuff in the back, but I definitely think I'm going to keep this top from Reformation. I did not have high hopes for this because I just find sometimes Reformation feels like they scrimp on amounts of fabric. And I also thought there wasn't a zip in the side, but there is, so I could fit it over my derriere. I hate putting things like this over my head. I think the cut is really beautiful as well. I've popped it with a Laura Piana skirt that I got from Bicester Village that probably needs a steam, but this is like my very special skirt because this is, I'm pretty sure Laura Piana stole this skirt design off of a skirt that Gwyneth Paltrow wore in The Talented Mr. Ripley. Very, very similar design. I think hers is like a sort of burnt orange colour though, and this is a little taupe. I've paired it with some And Other Stories shoes, which are really great for pairing with white linen, because white linen tends to have that like off-white tone, but it's not like a real off-white. And this is so soft to go with it. So I actually really like this. So I think I'm going to keep it. I'll link the And Other Stories shoes as well, because I don't know if you can see them up close. Let me show you. They're like this beautiful lattice detail, and they are very, very comfortable. Very, very comfortable. And I love the sort of slightly squared toe area as well. Very, very nice. Quite surprised by the quality of this dress. So this is Philosophy, and this feels incredible. This dress actually feels wonderful, and I was not expecting this to be so like amazing. It just feels so beautifully made, and the darts are beautiful, and I know I love an ivory in a white dress, but this, look at the darting in that waist. So I'm very impressed with that, and it's got almost like a racer back, which feels different. Oh, I've lost my shoes. Where are my shoes? I'm now on to the bougie stuff. This is the Louise Via Roma order. Now, if there's one thing I can tell you for Louise Via Roma pieces, don't ever cut this off until you are 110% sure, because you will not get your money back. And it's a good job that I didn't cut this off because it doesn't fit as well. Usually this would wreak havoc with how I feel about myself, but I've never been in a like more comfortable position with my body than I am right now. And I know that if my body was smaller than this, I wouldn't want it, because I like the body that I have. So I want to get the clothes that fit the body, not fit the body to the clothes. Does that make sense? I feel like the strongest I've ever been, but also like the healthiest. And so this, not interested. If I liked the dress enough, I'd get the next size up. But I don't like the dress enough. I think it makes me feel like I've got a sports bra on the back. I like a bit more of an elegant like back, square backs, scoop backs. I like the front of it, and I think the darting is really beautiful, really nice and fitted. I can't bloody breathe. So yeah, we're taking it off. I'm over it. But then the other thing that I ordered, it's not often that I buy a Dolce & Gabbana dress, but if you check my wardrobe, I still have every single Dolce & Gabbana dress that I have ever bought. I'm pretty sure on that. I gave a crop top and a top away once because it didn't fit me anymore, but I still have the hydrangea Dolce & Gabbana dress, which I feel like was almost like an era in itself. This one, and honestly I just have to wear this more. I don't even know why I didn't take this with me, but it's so pretty, such a gorgeous dress. I still have this one, which you have to be very careful with wearing this dress because it blows up. I found out that in the Maldives. I still have another one somewhere. Where's it gone? I do have another one somewhere. Is that it? No. But I can't find it at the moment, but I do have it, okay, I promise. And so it's not often that I buy another one, but this one just was so happy and pretty that I really wanted to wear this in Italy, and I didn't get a chance to, which is incredibly sad, but I think I will keep it because it's beautiful yellow roses with a stunning Dolce & Gabbana script throughout, just like a little Dolce & Gabbana signature. So I thought, you know what, that's cute. So I think I might keep that. I don't think I ordered anything else, but at least I will be set for another holiday should I get one. But those are the bits. Obviously I'll have inserted try on little bits and pieces with you as well. But I think Ali's just called me for dinner, so I'm gonna go and have some din-dins. Oh, and if you're wondering, this dress is Argyle, and if you want timeless, elegant silhouettes, like that darting that I was just talking about on the philosophy dress, you get this on this dress as well, and these dresses are like £200. I've actually just ordered the navy one. Lauren had it in when we were in Italy, and she looked sensational in it. And I was waiting for it to come online. I missed it in the lemon yellow, so I've ordered that as well. I'm not allowed to buy any more dresses. Now every part of my being wants to cut this off because that is right there, isn't it? But trust Dolce & Gabbana to make clothing for people that actually have organs. However, I'm not sure. I'm going to watch this back. I usually get a better sense of how things look on me when I watch them back on my vlogs and like when I'm trying them on with you, because looking in the mirror I just feel like I can't see myself. I'm not sure about this area here at the moment. It feels very much like it's sort of accentuating my widest part, or it could be streamlining it. There is no in between. But we will find out. You'll probably let me know as well that it might not look that great up here. Usually I prefer a slightly lower cut, but I do really love the dress. And even with these shoes, like I love a white, like printed dress with white shoes like this. It needs to be steamed so that the pleats do a little bit more. The fabric feels a lot thinner than my other Dolce & Gabbana dresses. I'm sure there is method to that madness, but it just feels a little bit floatier, whereas the other one was always quite structured and it was also quite noisy. This isn't as noisy. But yes, you'll have to let me know what you think. Like, is that too high on the back of someone who's got a very broad back? Let me know in the comments. But it's cute. If you're not as broad as me, please buy it, because if I can't wear it, you have to. Okay, just to say, it's grown on me, and I asked Satin what she thought and she really liked it. So I think it's one of those things where it's like, it's a strange feeling for me to have the armholes so high and like up there, but actually I almost think it creates a nice shape maybe. Let me know in the comments. So yeah, 3 dresses going back, keeping the top and keeping the Dolce & Gabbana dress. Also, I think I got a bit of a steal on that Dolce & Gabbana dress because it was like £2,000 on Net-a-Porter, and on Louisa Via Roma, I think I ended up getting it for like under 1,000. I think it was like 700 or 800. So very good. This is a classic top. I love this. Oh, so pretty, and the cute little bow at the back. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Well, we have potatoes and carrots. We have corn on the cob, chicken from Piper's Farm, and quite possibly the most beautiful evening.
Scorcher.
Mmm. We are just coming down Honeybee Walk because Ali asked for a walk around the garden before we went to bed, and we've just come down Honeybee Walk to discover that the bees are doing something that Ali is calling bearding, which he's never seen before.
So what they're doing at the moment is probably the back end of bearding, which is what they do to keep cool during really hot days, but I'm surprised that they're doing it still at this time. But it looks like they're moving back in. It's probably also quite a full colony because that is the colony that's very prolific, and they've got a whole super full of honey. Wow. I was going to take you up there and show you the honey, but I feel like we're playing with fire.
Yeah, look at them all dingle dangling off the bottom.
Yeah. Can we take the camera a bit closer? Oh, you can get close with it.
Look at that.
Dingle dangling.
Dingle dangling underneath.
Can you see the other two, those bees?
Yeah.
That's what it normally looks like.
So the hive usually looks like this.
There's obviously a bit more space in that one and this one here, so they're probably regulating the temperature better, but it's quite full in those boxes. That box there.
Oh, Barky's coming. Oh, wow.
See all the honey?
Wow.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
All that yellow stuff. So this is an empty cells here.
Yeah.
Down that one side, but all of these are full.
Full of honey.
Yeah. That's
wow.
what honey. That's what you literally can see the honey.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They're capped.
Boys, come on, let's take them back. Oh wow.
So that's capped cells. The white stuff is capped.
Yeah.
And they're storing their honey.
Barky, stop eating the grass, please.
Cool, huh?
Very cool.
These have been here for like a year and they've only just started being used.
Wow. We've actually got bees living in our bee hotels. This one's coming out, look. He's coming out.
Could be a wasp, my love.
Hello, Smalley.
That looks a bit more waspy to me.
No. Oh, it's going back in.
There's a bee.
There's another one in this one.
Neighbours.
There's loads.
Is there?
Yeah. They're basically all full.
Oh yeah. Are you sure they're not wasps?
Who knows? But we've made them...
That looks hornety to me.
Why is it not coming out? I wanted to keep poking his head out like a little shrew. No, don't do it. Don't.
I think this one looks like a wasp.
It's so interesting how they've covered themselves in as well. So they must be like...
Wow, I think that's food storage.
Do you think?
Yeah, I think they've...
Look at that one. That's like wax, that red stuff.
I think they've filled it up with food and then they've packed it in. That's a leaf, my love.
Yeah. Oh, it looks like wax.
Well, that's what they're using to stuff. They're finding leaves and flying with them.
Wow.
It must be food storage, surely. You wouldn't lock yourself in.
Oh, you never
Well,
know.
they wouldn't be able to, would they?
Are you coming out? Are you coming out?
Oh, I think I've got a feeling that that's a hornet.
He's coming out and going back in. They're both doing. I can see the other one in there moving. Oh, it's coming up to the front. Coming up to the front.
They're obviously doing
oh my
something
goodness.
in there, aren't
no,
they?
that's a bee. Look, they're coming out. They're both talking. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that is a bee actually, you're right.
They're
Do you know what they're
both bees.
doing?
They're chatting.
No, they're filling it up with stuff. They're filling right to the back, aren't they? He's going to go and collect some
Oh
more
my
bits.
goodness!
So off he goes.
That looked like a bit like a honeybee, though.
Did look a little bit like a honeybee. Maybe it was a honeybee nicking someone else's stores.
Yeah. It's like, I'll make my own
That's
hotel.
Some poor bumblebee's been in there filling it up with food, and the honeybee's come along and nicked it.
What's this one doing though? I want it to come out.
Just be careful of spiders' webs though. You don't want the spiders because they get trapped in there, you see.
Yeah, stop scaring him.
I'm just getting rid of the spiders' webs. Sorry, buddy, but...
They're rocking his house. I remember when you made these.
Let's leave it.
He's coming, he's coming, he's coming. He's there. Come on out, you come. Yeah, he's another bumble.
Oh my god, they're actually honeybees. Unless they're a bee that looks just like a honeybee.
They do look like honeybees.
Actually, let me have a look at that again. Come back out. I don't know if it had the right...
No, because they could be
colours.
the ground bees. You know, the ones that make the... Because they don't look like bumblebees.
No. There's like too many bee species I don't know.
Okay, well they definitely look like ground bees. They don't look like honeybees to me.
Because you can get all different types of honeybees.
Yeah, I
You can
know.
get, like,
He's coming out again?
You can get ones that are like almost fully black.
Look, he's coming out again. Doesn't know what he's doing. In, out, shake it all about. You do the hokey cokey and you turn around. That's what it's all about.